welcome back to the channel. I hope you're well. So when it comes to witchcraft, people very much like to vocalise their opinion on how you're supposed to do things. I'd like to tell you that do not listen to them at all, because at the end of the day, witchcraft is your own personal journey. So let's debunk the 5 most typical myths about witchcraft and how they're probably holding you back from your practice. Number 1, witchcraft is evil and that I should go and repent, according to all of the comments that are on my Facebook page. No, it is not evil and it is not dark of nature. Yes, some people may do not the nicest of things with witchcraft, so like curses, hexes and that sort of stuff, but in essence, witchcraft is based in nature, is based on healing yourself, being able to manifest what you want, as long as it goes against no one's free will. It is all about self-love, healing, things such as helping you with anxiety, becoming the best version of yourself through the power of witchcraft. So no, it is not evil. We do not worship Satan and all that sort of stuff. Yes, maybe some people do. I don't. I just like to keep things nice, love and light. Have I ever put a curse on anyone? No. Have I been tempted? Yes. I'm scared of karma, so I'd rather not get on her bad side just because someone's annoyed me. So no, I've never put a curse or hex on anyone, so there you go. Number 2, you have to be born to be a witch. No, you have to be born to be a witch, obviously. You have to be born a witch. My brain is not working today. No, you don't have to be born a witch or born into a witchy family in order to become a witch. At the end of the day, if you are drawn to witchcraft, you inevitably will be drawn even further into it. So technically that means you've got some witchiness inside of you, but I don't have a witchy mum, I don't have a witchy like lineage sort of thing. I'm sure there'll be an ancestor somewhere down the line, but I am the first witch slash bit of a weirdo in my family, so no, you don't have to be born a witch. The idea that you have to be born into it is such a limiting disbelief, and I feel like when you get to that sort of thing, even though you're interested in witchcraft, you'd be like, oh, I can't do witchcraft because I've not exactly been brought up to it, my mum's not a witch and all this sort of stuff. And honestly, if you feel drawn to the witchcraft path, then obviously go down it, because that is where you're meant to be and you don't need to be born a witch. Okay, number 3 is that you need hundreds of crystals, hundreds of tools, all these different bits and pieces in order to be a successful practicing witch. That is not the case at all in the slightest, because at the end of the day, witchcraft, especially when it comes to manifestation, all you really need is yourself. But there's nothing wrong with a couple of cauldrons, a couple of crystals and all that sort of stuff, but you don't have to go out and spend your whole lifetime savings on these sorts of things. You can just pick a couple of things up every now and then. I started off on a book on Wicca, a small little cauldron and then a couple of crystals, and that was it. I didn't have anything else. And skip forward to this day, I have way too much. But that has been in the process of like 10-15 years. So you don't have to do everything in one go. It will just come to you as and when you need it. At the end of the day, the real magic lies within your intentions and the power within yourself. So if you wanted to start manifesting money, but you literally don't have anything, and all you have is your intention and a piece of paper and a pen, that is fine. You can do spells just as well with those couple of things if you were to have 101 different herbs and ingredients that relate to money. The next thing is there is only one set way of doing things when it comes to manifesting love. You have to do it on certain dates at certain times. You can't use this ingredient, but you can use this one. You have to do it this way, this way. Honestly, it's absolute bullshit. Witchcraft is all about your own personal journey, and when it comes to spell work, say for example the spells I do on Instagram, they are just rough guidelines. For example, say if I'm doing a love spell, that includes things like honey, petals, rose petals, pink candles and all that sort of stuff. If you don't necessarily have them, if you have different herbs that relate to love and you don't have the ones that I'm showing, that is also completely fine, as long as your intentions are clear and what you believe you are doing and you believe in what you're doing is to be correct. That is completely fine. There's no one set way of doing things. Witchcraft is your very own journey, and do not let anyone else tell you that you're doing it wrong, because it's absolute bullshit. So if you feel compelled to do it on a certain day at a certain time, that is completely fine. But let's say someone else is doing it at a different time, different thing, doing different, slightly different ingredients, different method, that is also completely fine. What works for you will work for you. So let's say as you go about your journey, yes, some of your spells might not work completely, so maybe going back and just tweaking them a little bit and really listening into your intuition and what you think will work better, go for that. Do not listen to what everyone else says, please, because that will hold you back when it comes to embodying your most powerful witchiness self. Is that a word? Witchiness stuff. Another thing is that you have to follow, kind of following on from the last one, certain traditions and beliefs. For example, if your family is Christian and so are you therefore can't be a witch. That's also another lie. Of course you can be a particular religion and be a witch, because at the end of the day, witchcraft doesn't really impede on everything else sort of thing. It is mainly primarily based in nature. So I think getting things like soil and stuff like that from the ground, that doesn't matter. I don't think will affect like your religion. I can't say too much on it though, because I'm not religious. I'd say the only thing that maybe would impede on it a little bit is if you go down the Wicca route. There's more traditions and stuff there, but following on from that, you don't have to be a witch to be Wiccan. You get where I'm coming from? They both are completely separate. Yes, they can intertwine, but you don't have to be one to be the other, if that makes sense. So for example, I only really celebrate a couple of the holidays, so Beltane, Samhain obviously because it's Halloween, and Yule. The others I don't really feel that inclined and that drawn to like celebrate them, but sometimes I do. It depends on how I feel at the time and whether I can be bothered, essentially. But because I'm not completely Wiccan, then I don't feel as though I have to partake in them. It's kind of like with Norse paganism, so I go more down that route of Norse traditions and things like that, and worshipping deities. That's the other thing, you don't have to worship deities if you don't want to. You could literally worship yourself, and that's completely fine. Whatever works for you, that's all that matters. And the other one is that you have to be perfect. You have to know everything about witchcraft before you can even get started. No, 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 no. Honestly, just pick up the bits and pieces that you want and just get on with it. You don't have to know what you're doing. You don't have to be absolutely perfect at it, read 100 million different witchcraft books to know what you're doing. It is fine. I would say maybe if you're looking to curse someone, do not recommend, or a love spell and all that sort of stuff, I would maybe do a little bit of reading around the subject first. For example, things about free will and how to write down the right intentions to get what you want. But say if you're just trying to manifest a date, or you're trying to manifest a bit of money, or to banish anxiety and things like that, you don't have to think that far into it, and you don't have to be that perfect, because I'm not perfect with everything I do, and it is a journey and a learning curve, and you will get better as time goes on. So do not try to be the best perfect witch that you could ever imagine, because it's a learning curve. You have to practice in order to get better. And that's the other thing, you don't have to practice every single day. I don't have to practice every single day, and I mean my job is witchcraft, but when it comes to like doing spells for myself and cleansing the house and all that kind of thing, I don't do that every day. I'm more preoccupied sorting you guys out. So I hope that covers a little bit. So if you do have any worries or anything when it comes to witchcraft, it is your journey. Do not listen to anyone else. You go with what your gut is telling you to go with, and I promise you, you'll be perfectly fine. Just believe in yourself and your intentions, and your witchcraft journey will be as perfect as and as good as it's meant to be. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and if you are looking for any crystals and want a couple of tools to get yourself going, you don't need to buy loads, I'm just telling you now. You can check out my website, which is mysticprimrose.com, and you can use the discount code mystic20 for 20% off, because I love you guys, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!